Adidas has struggled in recent years to put together a simple daily trainer with cushioning that stands up against the rest of the market. Until now. Enter the Adidas Supernova Prima. Hey, welcome back to Running Shoe Kings. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the Adidas Supernova Prima. We've gotten 50 miles into this pair, so let's get into things. So, as a disclosure, I purchased this shoe with my own money, and what follows is my own opinions and anything that I found in researching the shoe. So, starting off with the specs, the Adidas Supernova Prima has 37 millimeters of stack height in the heel, going down to 29 millimeters of stack height here in the forefoot for an 8 millimeter drop. Comes in at 9.9 ounces or 281 grams and retails at $160. The biggest update, not really an update, but just update to the Adidas Daily Trainer line, is this Dream Strike peba compound in the midsole that also features some support rods of a denser EVA compound that helps with stability. So we're going to take this shoe from bottom to top here. So starting off with our outsole, there is no Continental rubber on the bottom. Instead it is Adidas's Adiwear rubber, and it gets the job done, but Continental rubber tends to be one of the best outsole compounds on the market. So it's a little disappointing not to see it here in what is one of their premium daily trainers. Moving up now to the midsole, as I mentioned, we have Adidas's Dream Strike Plus midsole here, which is its first peba compound in a daily trainer. It also features its EVA support rods. So these aren't like the glass fiber rods that you find in the Boston 12 or the carbon fiber rods that you find in Adidas's race day options. It's just simply a firmer EVA compound that adds that little bit of extra stability for those of you that are looking for that in a shoe. And up here to the top, the upper is an engineered mesh, and it has the padding where you want it. It has a really nice heel counter of padding, and actually has just the right amount of padding on the tongue as well that really provides a good lockdown in both areas. So, moving on to the ride and feel of the shoe, the Supernova Prima is meant to be a max comfort, max cushion offering with Adidas's new Dream Strike Plus midsole compound, and it delivers in those areas. This new Dream Strike Plus peba compound gives a softer feel to the modern daily trainers that Adidas tends to put out, and those EVA rods here down that you can see on the outsole, they provide that slight stability, but it also kind of is able to stay out of the way if it's not something you're typically looking for. Myself, I try to kind of avoid most stability shoes. Combination of it just doesn't work well with my stride. I like to have a little bit more control, and they just tend to be heavier, which this shoe here in particular, I don't see either of those being an issue. There's little restriction, especially in that forefoot, as far as flexibility goes, and that's something that normally is what also drives me away from a stability daily trainer. Now, although there isn't any Continental rubber in the outsole, I don't even think that there's a whole lot of issue with that as far as grip goes. I took this shoe out for some wet runs, but nothing that was a downpour or anything, and never really noticed any issues. I think that the compound does its job, But again, if you're paying $160, which is on the higher end for a daily trainer, you'd like to see at least a somewhat premium compound of that Continental rubber. Unlike some of the other Adidas shoes as well, that toe box isn't very narrow. That's an issue that I found in some of their race day options especially, but in the Supernova Prima here, the toe box gives a good space, let the toes splay a little bit, and it's definitely something that you're going to need whenever you're looking at an upper here that is quite strong. There's very little stretch in it whatsoever. All right, moving on to my favorite part about the shoe, and outright, it's the fact that Adidas finally has a solid daily trainer with a peba compound. The EVA compounds like Ultra Boost, they've missed the mark year after year. There's not been any innovation until these Supernova lines, whether it's Supernova Rise or this Supernova Prima. Adidas has always been a strong competitor in the race day market, even some of the super trainers with shoes such as the Boston, but they've consistently fell short on the daily trainer side. And this shoe finally fills that role in the Adidas lineup and does it better than some other brands and their daily trainers. This just exceeds everything that the Ultra Boost has been able to do, and because of that, it's gotta be my favorite part. Alright, so moving on to the worst part about the shoe, and you've heard me say it a couple times already, but it's basically the lack of Continental rubber here at the bottom. Continental and Adidas have partnered with numerous models across the Adidas landscape with the Boston, their race day options, and at $160, you'd think that would warrant a rubber the caliber of Continental's rubber, and they settled for their regular outerwear. I'm not sure whether that was a way to save some money on this and be able to make it more affordable. If that's the case, I do understand, but otherwise it just seems to be a bit of a gap there as to why they didn't decide to go with Continental rubber. Again, it hasn't been an issue thus far, but if you have a tool that can do the job better than what you have, you should use it. Alrighty, and my final verdict on the Adidas Supernova Prima. So I would recommend this shoe for someone who's looking for a slight stability shoe for more cruising miles, nothing too fast, maybe something that you're looking to fill that role for the days after hard workouts, or if you're hitting a double after a workout. Those slight stability notes are going to be perfect for tired legs. It's going to keep you a little bit more stable whenever your tendons, your muscles are fatigued. I'm curious to see how well the outsole holds up as I get more miles into the shoe, because it feels like this Dreamstrike midsole is going to go for a while. Alright, thank you for watching my review of the Adidas Supernova Prima. If you've also had the opportunity to wear this shoe, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you found this video helpful, leave a like, subscribe for more running shoe content. Until next time.